collection of athletes, leagues, teams, collectibles, and memorabilia. This is the ultimate experience for sports fans and collectors of all ages, and we're excited to be a small part of these festivities. All right, let me welcome in the team. Look who's here, everybody. The one and only Stephen A. Smith. Give it up. No one knows New York like Christopher Mad Dog Russo. And Super Bowl champ, pivot fame, our guy, Ryan Clark. RC's in the building. I also want to mention that Jay Will be stopping by. Paolo Banchero's going to be here. And actor, comedian Drewski. So we're going to have a good time.
You know, I just want to say it's a beautiful, beautiful thing to be here. In case y'all don't know, my man Michael Rubin, the man for Fanatics, he's got a white party every summer that this brother showed up to just now. I didn't need to be there because I knew I was going to be here with y'all. I just want to let y'all know that.
Molly,
it's beautiful
Molly,
to be here.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Why does Stephen A. always have to be so cool? Right, so when you introduced him, he gave him the smolder.
I know.
The
Zoolander.
lips, the Zoolander.
Yeah.
The
Like, you know what it is. You know my name.
You know what it is. You know what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, some people are just born to be cool.
Okay.
That's what it is.
We're going to have a really
what it
good
is.
time. We're so grateful to be here. Thank you to everyone who came out. And just a little tech thing, because we're in a different spot. To our directors, we don't have returns, so we're not seeing video, but we're going to roll with it. We got this. We're pros.
We got it.
All right. Let's get into it. So there's some contract disputes looming over the $10 billion franchise. As star wide receiver CeeDee Lamb and quarterback Dak Prescott are both looking for extensions. Dak is set to be an unrestricted free agent next offseason if he's unable to come to terms with the team that drafted him in 2016. He spoke yesterday about how he's feeling with the negotiations. Take a listen.
I'm happy where I am right now, and that's really all my focus is. And yeah, I mean, as I said, I enjoy being a Cowboy 1,000%. Enjoy living in Dallas, enjoy everything about it. But this is a business, so conversations are going well. Hoping it gets done now, hoping it gets done in a couple of weeks during the season or whenever it happens. I just know conversations are on the right way.
Okay.
Is the return?
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
See how that happens?
Just for you.
Yeah.
I need that.
Stephen A., a closed mouth doesn't get fed.
Something
All right,
like
learn
that.
a thing or two. Doggy, are you surprised that Dak said they may get a deal done soon?
I think this is a very encouraging news for the Cowboys. I mean, Dak did a very good job there, very cordial as far as the negotiations are concerned. First time I've heard that in 2 weeks, maybe we can get something done before the regular season begins.
Right.
Wants to stay in Dallas. You know, you didn't see any rancor, any bitterness. Oh, I've had it. They haven't treated me well. I'll go through the season. We'll play it out. Didn't say any of that at all. I think this is very positive here.
I mean, this is the first time we've heard Dak Prescott or anything about these contract negotiations sound positive. But also, wouldn't it be like Jerry Jones to try to prove a point? He comes out, he talks about Dak Prescott being at practice and how some guys who are waiting on contracts haven't come to work. CeeDee Lamb hasn't come to work. CeeDee Lamb is a guy that wants his money too. Wouldn't it be like Jerry Jones to go prove a point and say, no, we weren't working on Dak's contract throughout the offseason. We weren't close before training camp, but he's here, he's working, and we'll get his deal done, which is going to be more money than CeeDee Lamb, probably make him the highest paid player that's ever played football. We're going to get that deal done before we get the wide receiver deal done. I think it's Jerry Jones making the point that if you come to work, I'll pay you. If you don't get paid. But that's bad business because he paid Zeke. He paid Zach Martin. So I'm trying to figure out if the Cowboys actually want to win football games or just make headlines.
Well, I don't know what the hell you're trying to figure out. Clearly, they ain't about winning football games, at least when it counts. I mean, they don't win playoff games, so let's get that out the way right now. Let's stop that nonsense, okay? Here's the reality. When you look at Jerry Jones, yes, it's entirely plausible that he may be making a point, okay? The question is it the right point to be made, and is Dak Prescott the right person to make that point? You are a quarterback that has 2 playoff victories in 8 years. Let's just call it what it is. I am in no way implying that Dak Prescott can't play, he can't ball. What I am accusing him of is a person who has not produced when it counts. In the first 4 years of Dak Prescott's career, first 4 years, 2016 through the 2019 season, the brother made $4.9 million total.
Yep.
He won a playoff game. Since that time, He's made $157.4 million. How many game playoff
Okay,
games?
okay, wait, because that's where I want to
One.
go now. So, Stephen A., looking ahead to this football season that is right around the corner, is Dak Prescott the quarterback that needs to flip the narrative the most in the playoffs?
Hell yes. Absolutely. It's America's team. Then we just hear news from Sportico that they're worth about $10 billion. Isn't he the quarterback with the star on his helmet? Doesn't he play in the billion-dollar playpen? Aren't they the America's team? And last time I checked, America didn't personify mediocrity until we had talked about the damn Dallas Cowboys. And I'm looking at their quarterback, who is elite during the regular season, number 2 in the MVP ballot, by the way. But the second the playoffs roll, like I tell you, whether it's a black cat running around that franchise or whatever you want to call it, when that brother shows up at a playoff game, this is him, Ryan Clark. He's fidgety. You understand? This ain't some situation where things don't go your way collectively and as a team, all of a sudden everything falls apart. No, that brother right there, when the time arrives, when the moment is called for, that brother is an APB out for him. But yet he gonna be in a position to demand $60 million. As Don King would say, only in America. Only in America.
That's why it's great that we in America. You talking about a team that hasn't won a Super Bowl in 3 decades, and they're the most valuable franchise in all of sports. That's America. And he plays for America's team.
That's right.
So it only goes with the fact that they're going to pay a quarterback that's supposed to get paid because that's what they do. The guy that's next up gets the money. And it's exactly what you said. This is the dude that's won 12 games 2 years in a row. This is 3 years in a row. This is the dude that's put his team in the playoffs every single year. Right. It doesn't matter whether or not he gets a certain amount of money if that has to equate to playoff games.
That's blasphemy right there. That's blasphemy. That's blasphemy.
Kirk Cousins got money.
From you. That's
Kirk Cousins got money.
Did you not introduce Ryan Clark as a Super Bowl champion? You're a Super Bowl champion. This brother, you need 3 playoff victories in 1 year to win a Super Bowl. The brother got 2 in 8 years. You're a Super Bowl champion.
Understandable. But this is the same conversation we can have about a ton of rich quarterbacks.
Yeah,
Kirk Cousins has made a boatload of money.
I totally agree. But damn it.
But you only talk about this one differently.
No. Oh, you haven't heard me talk about Kirk Cousins? Where have you been? The blasphemy.
I watch you every single morning.
This brother is the one that talks about Kirk Cousins as if he's the second coming. I'm the one that criticizes Kirk Cousins too because listen, I will say this. I do admire the agents for Dak Prescott and Kirk Cousins. Their agents are phenomenal.
Hold up, RC, and then we're going to get Mad Dog in here. But you didn't answer the question. Is Dak the quarterback that needs to flip the playoffs?
No, it's Lamar Jackson. Oh, Lord. Lamar Jackson's a better quarterback than Dak Prescott.
I agree.
Lamar Jackson is on a historical run, right? Lamar Jackson right now, if he retired, we'd be having a discussion of whether or not he should be a Hall of Famer right now. Right. Without his season being over, without his career being over. Ever since we saw this dude, he was the best player. Right? You think about when we saw him at Louisville the first year. He wins the Heisman.
Spectacular.
Right? He comes into the league. He wins an MVP as a second-year player. What do you do in the playoffs? You fold. You get to this season. Again, this season, you were a better regular season quarterback than Patrick Mahomes
Fair enough, but at least fair enough, but at least he was in a championship.
Because they played a team they were supposed to beat. They played a team they were better than.
Over the years were supposed to be a few teams. They didn't do it.
You look at Dak Prescott. If you look at Dak Prescott and you feel like Dak Prescott and Lamar Jackson are on the same tier of quarterback, you worse than Gary yesterday saying that Dak Prescott could beat Patrick Mahomes.
I didn't say that. What I'm saying is 2 playoff victories in 8 years. That's a narrative far more significant than Lamar Jackson not being able to get past Patrick Mahomes to get to a Super Bowl. He was just in the AFC Championship game.
But you got to win it. This is his first time.
All right, Mad Dog, where are you on this?
Ryan is correct.
He's saying Lamar
Ryan is
Jackson.
correct.
Please.
The Cowboys have other people to blame when they lose. The owner. As far as the quarterback situation with Jackson, as you said, he's won MVPs. They bring in Derrick Henry. They've had some moments, and he has not responded in a big spot. Plus, when you rank quarterbacks in the NFL, Lamar is always ranked a lot higher than Prescott. With that ranking, Mr. Smith, comes more pressure, comes more of an ask. He's got to respond.
Expectations.
And he hasn't played great in a big game.
By the way.
For your own, and you know that.
May I ask both of y'all a question? Can I ask both of y'all a question? Weren't we talking about last year how Lamar Jackson, his exceptional play, what was miraculous about it is that he never really played with an all-pro receiver? Didn't we bring that up last year? Who does Dak Prescott have?
CeeDee Lamb. Well, he ain't got him right now.
Not right now. Did he have him last year?
He had him last year.
How many receptions did he have last year? Wasn't it 135?
1,700 yards.
1,700 plus yards. When we talked about CeeDee Lamb, we said Justin Jefferson and Tyreek Hill. Those are the only two people we said is better than him. That's who Dak Prescott had available to him. Oh, by the way, before that, they had a top-ranked offense when Kellen Moore, the former offensive coordinator, was your offensive coordinator. And what does Mike McCarthy do? I mean, we need to modify things just a little bit here.
That's fair.
Come on now.
Ryan, who's in the better situation when you look at that? When you look
Lamar
at
Jackson is not even close.
and
Lamar Jackson is going to win a Super Bowl. If Lamar Jackson doesn't win a Super Bowl before his career is over, take me off this show. He is that good. The Baltimore Ravens are that good of an organization. They're continuing to build around him.
Why doesn't he get it done in the playoffs?
I'm going to say this. Early on in his career, I believe he needed to be a better passer. I believe that team figured out ways. You go back to the Los Angeles Chargers in his first year, 7 defensive backs on the field. You got faster. You think about the Tennessee Titans when they beat them also in the playoffs. These were teams that were figuring out ways to make Lamar do things he was uncomfortable doing without the players around him. They are changing that for him. Todd Monken can change that, but go back to last year's game, run the football.
I agree.
Don't come out and turn away from running the football early on in the game. There's so much that's gone into Lamar Jackson losing, but the problem is this. You can't excel at that level, build those sorts of expectations, and fall so short.
You just hurt your own argument because a minute ago you brought up the fact that they should have ran the football more. That's number one. Number two, you're saying he's going to win a Super Bowl. I'm not so sure, but it's not because of him. It's because that brother Patrick Mahomes is standing in his way. If you are Dak Prescott, okay, there's Jalen Hurts, there's Jared Goff, okay, there's Brock Purdy.
Jordan Love now.
There's Jordan Love now.
Matthew
Matthew Stafford. You're talking about those dudes. As good as they are, none of them are Patrick Mahomes. So if Lamar Jackson's got that roadblock, I think everybody in here would agree. You can find yourself saying, well, damn, it is Patrick Mahomes.
Do we say that for Joe Burrow?
With Dak Prescott, it's a different animal. It's a different animal.
Mad Dog?
Lamar's lost 3 home playoff games.
That's when he was young.
Chargers, Tennessee, and Kansas City.
Right.
He has not played well on his level, you would agree, in any of the 3.
He played decent against Tennessee, though.
No, they got King as the MVP.
He was awful. He was awful against the Chargers.
And he wasn't this year.
He was decent against Tennessee, though.
They didn't win the game against the Titans. Crying out loud. Gee whiz, it's the Titans.
Ryan Tannehill.
What's the matter with you?
Ryan
Tannehill outplayed him.
Hey, you know you make a man mad if you say gee whiz.
Gee whiz. Gee whiz.
Gee whiz is blasphemy.
The only reason I think there's more pressure on Jackson is because, as you said a little while ago, he was ranked second in this league as far as best players are concerned.
Yeah.
Prescott wasn't.
And it's not the first time Lamar Jackson has been there. And I'm such a Lamar fan. I root for Lamar. I want to see him win. The same to me with Dak Prescott. But I don't believe the Dallas Cowboys will be in that conversation whether Dak Prescott gets his money this year or not.
I agree.
Video ngày hôm nay mình sẽ tiếp tục đi tô màu những bức tranh mà mình yêu thích để gửi tặng đến các bạn. Và mình rất mong rằng các bạn khi xem video của mình thì hãy ấn like và đăng ký kênh để ủng hộ mình, để mình tiếp tục với động lực ra video. Mình xin cảm ơn các bạn rất là nhiều. Một lần nữa mình xin cảm ơn các bạn rất là nhiều.